This week in particular, I've really enjoyed the vibe on the pitch. Everyone's been bantering, but also having a healthy level of competition where we want to win and we're pushing each other. Good quality. Last weekend was a very tough game for us. We came up against a very good level of opposition. The atmosphere before we started the game was quite positive. In possession, we played a 3-4-2-1. I was playing on the left of the two, so I was playing as a more attacking midfielder. But when we didn't have the ball, we went into a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2, with myself playing as one of the midfield three. There were long periods in the game where our defensive work throughout the last couple of weeks really showed. We sat back, we shifted and screened really well, and we stopped the opposition from having possession in any kind of dangerous area. They had it in front and they had it outside, but they struggled to penetrate. In possession though, it was a different story. We weren't really brave enough on the ball to play out the back. When we did play out the back, we switched it a couple of times across the back line, but never managed to find a penetrating pass into midfield. Any positive moments in possession, in the first half especially, came from counter-attacks or long balls when we hit it down the channel, and our attack were really feeding off scraps. It was a tough battle for them. The thing is, when you come up against an opponent who have quality, who are good at keeping the ball, and you shift and screen well, all it takes is one moment, one mistake, one slip in concentration for the opposition to have an opportunity, and if they have the quality, then they take it. This slip in concentration is exactly what happened when they scored their first goal. There was a mix-up at the back, and maybe our keeper didn't need to come for the ball, but we could have done better as a team to prevent that situation from occurring in the first place. But it felt like a very harsh blow at the time, because we did well to shift and screen and prevent them from having many dangerous opportunities at all. And in one moment, that work felt like it was unraveled, and especially because we didn't have that much of the ball in the first half, it felt like it was going to be an uphill battle to get back in the game, and that's exactly what it was. Not too long after the opposition scored their first goal, they bypassed our press and played through the thirds very well, and I got caught upfield trying to press when I should have been deeper and I should have been covering my fellow centre mids, and one of their players has just hit an absolute wonder strike from 30-35 yards out, and it's gone top corner. While again, it felt like it was a very harsh scoreline, a very harsh representation of how the half went, we didn't play with any personality, we didn't play with any character and trust within our team. We kind of hid a little bit. I can say that for myself and maybe for the other midfielders in the team, and we didn't get on the ball as much as we should have done, and we didn't play out and play with our own quality and trust ourselves as much as we should have done. Our coach was naturally very frustrated at half-time, and he made 3 changes. Myself, one of the other midfielders and one of the attackers came off and put on 3 new players and changed the formation to a 4-2-3-1. In that formation, we had a little bit more balance. It felt like we were competing a little bit better. We matched their intensity a little bit better. It was obviously frustrating from my point of view and the other players' point of view to come off at half-time and watch the rest of the game from the bench, but I guess at that point you have to accept that we weren't playing very well and something needed to change, and the manager made the best decision that he thought in that moment. We did have a little bit more success in the second half in possession. We created a few more opportunities, and as the story is with a lot of the matches so far this season, we didn't have that finishing touch, that luck, whatever you want to call it, in the final third to get ourselves a goal and to start a comeback. I think our striker hit the post from a set piece, maybe a corner, and our right winger Haroon, he cut in on his left foot, hit a beautiful shot, but the goalkeeper's pulled out an incredible save and tipped it over the bar. The boys who played the full 90 minutes gave everything they had, both in and out of possession, but at some point we had to hold our hands up and accept that the other team capitalised on one of our mistakes and scored one incredible goal, and the rest of the time they played quite well. At least this is a game where we can kind of hold our hands up and accept that the other team were quite good. This week in training, we've been working a little bit more on individual possession, how to be a little braver in situations in midfield, especially to receive the ball under pressure and turn away and keep the ball for our team. This is a topic that I've really enjoyed working on because it's an aspect of my game that I'm not used to. As you guys know, I used to be a goalkeeper, and the way I developed my technique was primarily by playing football alone, using a rebounder, using a wall, dribbling through cones. But the problem with this training style is that while I've developed a much higher level of technique than I ever had in the past, I haven't developed the use of that technique under pressure and in real match situations. I find that the majority of times that I lose the ball on the pitch isn't necessarily because the pressure is too high, but because I'm not used to it. I'm not used to having a cool head with someone on my back, and all of the best midfielders in the world are able to keep and retain the ball under pressure for their team. They might not go forwards, but at least they retain it and they allow the team to restart the attack. We also had a team meeting on Monday. After the string of poor results, our manager wanted to have an open communication and an open conversation with us regarding what we need more of, what we need less of to be successful on the pitch. All of us agreed that we wanted to have a little bit more match time, to have drills a little bit more competitive with punishments for the losing teams, and that's increased the intensity and also upped the vibe in training a lot so far. Having more match time at the end of training sessions and an increased level of competition within the practices themselves has really increased the vibe and brought the team together a little bit more. And I'm pretty sure that this is going to come out on the pitch. This week in particular, I've really enjoyed the vibe on the pitch. Everyone's been bantering, but also having a healthy level of competition where we want to win and we're pushing each other. For me personally, I've really enjoyed learning how to keep the ball a little bit more under pressure in the individual possession sessions, but unfortunately I wasn't able to train today. I woke up this morning with a very sore groin and I played in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes of training, but had to take myself out because I wasn't adding any intensity to the session and I was pretty sure that I was making my own injury worse. I hope that I'm going to be fit enough tomorrow to play and hopefully help the team to get our first win of the season, but it's not feeling too good right now. I'm about to head to the spa and do some hot cold therapy, so my plan for this evening is to do the most that I can in terms of recovery and see if I'm going to be fit enough to play tomorrow. I know that some of you said on the last video that you want to see more clips from training.
Don't have to. Let's take a shot. Yeah. Good, like that one.
More clips of the gym sessions that we do. And my plan is to bring you all of that content next week. That's it for this week. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
Hey!
What's that mustache saying?
What's up, bro? Oh, it's saying a lot. It's saying a lot right now. Team Chem is to the max.